question for you today is, do you realize you are a secret failure? Wait, what? You are a secret failure. Oh, by the way, it's not really a secret. Here's my point. We tell everybody tells me, everybody says, listen, I'm not that good at sales. I'm really not that good at sales. I don't like sales. I'm not good at sales. Do you realize you've sold yourself on your poverty? You sold yourself on your aggravation, your frustration. Do you realize that you've sold yourself? Listen, you're the best salesperson in the world. You're the one that says, I'm going to get healthier. I'm going to hydrate. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to do this. I'm going to become a millionaire. And you do nothing. You do nothing towards it. You are a secret failure, but the secret's out. It's time to change that. This is about the stories you tell yourself. I'm part of the Secret Sauce Academy. I'm one of the faculty members. And this is about the stories you tell yourself. This is about not having your definite major purpose. Listen, this would serve you well if it changed, if you adapted, if you adopted for 2024. Because some of you got hit hard in 2023. Some of you haven't recovered from 2020 yet. See, you're a secret failure, but the secret is in your results right now. Do you have as much money as you would like to have, as much money as you told everybody you'd have? Then you're not following through on your word. You're not keeping your promise. Are you ready? Are you ready for the love? Are you ready to love yourself more? Are you ready to have more? Are you ready to become more? This is a tough question, because you can sit and you can listen and you can watch and you can read and you can buy and you can do all of these things, but you've got to put your butt in gear. You've got to sit down. You've got to decide and you've got to determine. You've got to write some new rules, right? What's your new contract? What's your new contract? Listen, the old one failed. The old one failed. Trying to carry over a new contract that doesn't work, doesn't serve you, doesn't serve your family. How many of you are not keeping your promises? It's time to shift gears. It's time to get out of that vehicle and get into a new vehicle. It's time for some change, for some shift, for some transformation. Why? Everybody knows. Listen, how many people, drop a M in the chat if you know there's people who see that there's more in you. Drop an M in the chat if you know that people see more in you than you see in you. Well, if they see more in you, then you're the secret failure. You're keeping yourself from your own success. Listen, if they see more in you, do they have any influence over whether you do more or not? Pay attention. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is where it's time for you to buck up. This is where you're going to continue to cut your teeth, or you're going to cut a check. Some of you are going to finally say, all right, Sean, I'm done playing around. You're going to mentor me. I'm going to pay the price, whatever it is, because you guarantee success. You put your money where your mouth is, and you're damn right I do. Why? Because I'm not going to take your money. What do I need to take your money for? Why do I need to go enroll 5,000 people into a program and 20% of them do something and 10% of them do a little more and only 1% does something? You're going to keep playing around and pissing away your money and pissing away your time. Listen, your time is more valuable than anything else. It's time for you to step up. I don't care who you step up with, but it's time for you to step up. You keep telling everybody you're going to be a success. 2024 is going to be amazing. I'm ready to go. I've got all of the talent. Don't you have the skills and talent right now to give yourself a 30% raise? What would happen if you gave yourself a 30% raise? Don't you have the skills and talents? Drop a T in the chat if you already have the skills and talents and the vehicle to give yourself a 30% raise. Then what are you doing? What would that 30% relate to over the next 10 years? Is that a $3,000 raise that you would get? So that's a $30,000 decision you're making. Is it a $10,000 raise? That's a $100,000 decision. Why are you holding off on your greatness? You are a great salesperson. You've got your money and time spread out so many different places, you can't even find your tail end because you're chasing it. You're a secret failure, but let me let you in on a little secret. The secret's out. If people are telling you you're more valuable, use my faith in you till you have your faith in you. Well, that doesn't really pay my bills. Why don't you start to have your own faith in you? This is your self-talk. This is your secret sauce. This is your neuroencoding. This is your brain talk. This is your mental toughness. This is why you're stuck. You keep looking for nuggets. when there's a damn gold mine right below your feet, when there's a gold mine right on top of your shoulders, you keep looking for nuggets. Oh my God, dropping the nuggets, throwing the fire. You're not a fire catcher and you're not a nugget catcher. A nugget is like fool's gold. It gets you temporary feel good, but it doesn't do anything to pay your bills because it's my nugget. Why are you taking my nugget? You can't take my nugget, man. Dropping the flames, dropping the nuggets, dropping them. Well, why don't you pick them up? Pick them up. So what do you do with all this? Well, you got to find somebody. You got to find somebody who's going to talk straight, who's going to mentor you and not coach you. Too many people say, so I had somebody say to me the other day, listen, I want to talk to you before I get started. I talk to me about what? Well, I want to talk to my mentor before they mentor me. That's not a mentor. If you got to talk to them before you find out and what it is and how it is. Now, he might have had some Bitcoin in his profile and maybe wanted to ask me how my investing was going. And so I don't know. I would have asked him, well, are you giving me a 2% return every day? 1.5 to 2% return every day, and I don't have to touch anything? Made $8 grand last week and I had to open an email for it. Well, I could do better in this, that, or the other. Come on. So my point is this. You have to draw the line behind you. Too many of you are drawing the line in front of you. I'm drawing the line in the sand. That means you got to start. What about all of the stuff you've already done? What about all the stuff you've already been through? What about all the experiences you've already had? What about the successes you've had? What about the failures you've had? Why do you want to start and do all that over? Why not draw the line behind you and say, I've finished all that. Draw a finish line, draw a finish line. I draw a finish line behind me and I start my new mission. I start my new path. I start my new journey. You got to decide. Listen, you can come and look at all of the nuggets that I drop. Chances are you're not picking them up. Here's what happens. People pick up the nuggets. People pick up the nuggets from other people and they make them their own. Well, they're not your nuggets. They're not your nuggets. And that's why they sound phony. That's why they sound fake. It's why people can't hear it. This isn't about doing certain things. It's about doing things in a certain way. And when you finally grasp that, when that finally sinks in, and when you finally say, I've got to do it my way, the challenge is I keep trying to do it everybody else's way because I'm too afraid to own my own way, because if I own my own way, then I'm the one responsible for it. People don't need you for their reason for success. They need you for their excuse for success. They need you for their excuse. They need you for their excuse of why they're going to fail. They need you. That's why network marketing doesn't work. For those that don't want it to work, it'll never work. They've hopped over to 15 different companies. They've been in 17 different things. They got 85 different books on the shelf. They've been to 35 different seminars, and none of it works. None of it works because they never find their flow. And when you finally find your flow, you're going to say enough is enough. Enough is enough. Listen, I don't know how much sand is in the bottom of your hourglass, meaning how old you are. But I can promise you, nobody knows how much is in the top. Nobody knows how much is in the top. So it's time to make a decision. What is it that you want? Get your DMP clearly in place. I've got a program called your DMP. If you want to get mentored, go take the 12-week program, 12weekswithsean.com. If you're serious about it, I don't know what it's up to because of all of the testimonials and everything else. Maybe it's $1,200 right now, maybe $1,500. But if you message me and you're serious about it and you want to go get mentored for 12 weeks, videos every day, 2 videos a day on most days, you want to go get mentored by me, you want to go have more success, you want to have a guaranteed 10,000% return, message me. I'll give you a coupon for half off or $4.99, whichever one's less. But you're going to sit there and go, oh, $500? $500 to go make whatever it is you want. So let's say it was $10,000 from the program, guaranteed. If not, I'll give you your money back. I mean, come on. I don't know how much simpler, how much more fall off a log it could be. You just got to make a decision. You're either going to have more of your misery today and you're going to say, well, no, today I'm going to do it. You're not going to do it. The DIY method doesn't work. The do-it-yourself method doesn't work. It's proven for the last 100 years, 200 years, 200,000 years. The DIY, unless there is a tiger chasing your ass down, you are not going to move. You got to decide, when is enough enough? When is enough enough? You're going to have a shift. You're going to have to give up your old identity. See, nobody wants to tell you about that. They say, well, come in. This is for entrepreneurs. And you're not an entrepreneur. Can I tell you the definition of an entrepreneur? They start with the end in mind. What is your exit program? How long before you sell your business? What's your exit program? If you have investors, what's your exit program? How are they going to get their money back? How are you going to get your money back? How long are you going to do your network marketing business and then sell it? Nobody wants to sell their network marketing business because it's residual income. Then stop calling yourself an entrepreneur. We have diluted this term so significantly. I'm an artist. I don't call myself an entrepreneur. I'm an artist. I'm an artist. I build things and then I like to hang them on my walls. I build testimonials and I put them up on social media. That's my art. My testimonials are my art. I'm not an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs will sell their mother. So when you finally understand that this displacement, this delusional thinking that you're an entrepreneur, you got to kind of giggle. Entrepreneurs laugh at you. Just saying. You don't know any entrepreneurs. You know very few entrepreneurs. Why? Because they circle in different circles. You're hanging around with a bunch of artists, a bunch of amazing, powerful, brilliant, kind, generous, willing to give you the shirt off their back artists. What do we say about entrepreneurs? They're cutthroat. They're just absolutely, right? Elon Musk sleeps on a cot in his in the gig factory warehouse for a year. Very few of you would do that. Very few of you would do that. So you have to decide. 2024 is coming, and it's coming fast. We're entering in on this side of the planet into a winter. Does your conversation have to deal with global weather patterns, global shift in the seasons, or are you worried about your little town? Or do you get on a Zoom and you talk about international, but you can't find it on a map? It's time to make the shift. When you're ready to say, I'm done, I'm enough, and you're drawing the line behind you, and it's a finish line. I'm finished with what doesn't work. I'm finished with what I'm tired with. I'm finished with all of these things. And it's time for you to start receiving your dreams instead of having to work for them. Let that sink in for just a second. When is it time for you to receive your dreams? Because you keep working hard, working hard, working hard, working hard. Guess what you're going to get? Hard work. You keep wanting to work hard. I'm working on my dreams. Stop working on them and start living them. Start being them. What are you going to be a millionaire? Well, 10 years from now. But you keep saying good morning millionaires on your morning calls. Good morning millionaires. If you understood what that did in self-talk, if you understood what that did to the validation of your mind, putting you into the default mode network of your brain, I coined a word, pseudopsychogenesis. It's time to kill off the old story so you can live your genius. You keep telling everybody you're going to be rich. Get out of their ears and into their eyes and start doing the work you promised. Start achieving the goals you promised. The challenge is you're working so hard to work so hard. How's your working going? When you finally sink into what Waddle says, it's not about doing certain things. It's about doing things in a certain way. You will be awake. You will be more productive for more hours. You will sleep better than you ever slept on 4 hours, and you will achieve things you never thought possible. And you will have more fun. You will have more energy. You will have more joy. You will have more creativity. New people will be around you. Soon as you decide, soon as you draw the line behind you, and it's a finish line instead of a starting line, because every time you finish one race, the next thing starts. What do they say about the Olympians? As soon as the Olympics are over, they take a day off, 2 days off, 3 days off. And if they're going for the next year, they got to start, because now it's a matter of who starts first. When is it time for you to start? I hope it's today. Reach out to me. We'll talk about it. We'll have an intake session. They're normally $500. We'll have a conversation. I'll spend an hour with you. We'll see if you qualify. Because listen, if you're looking for another crutch, if you're looking for another wheelchair, if you're looking for another temporary solution, if you're looking for a hammock for your dreams instead of the mansion you said you're going to build, I don't have time. I don't have time. It's why I've mentored very few people. A lot of people show up. This conversation for you right now that's happening is for my great grandkids. It's not for you. It's for my great grandkids who I may not get a chance to see, probably won't, but God willing, I hope I can. But it's for them to say, so what did great grandpa do? Why do we have this level of success in our family? Why is this generational wealth so powerful? Well, they can see where it started. You got to make a decision. Every day you got to make a decision. But my question for you today is, are you willing to make the tough decision? Are you willing to give up your old identity so you could have the one you keep telling everybody you're going to have? I hope so. Go follow me. Follow me here on Instagram, on social, on YouTube. Go to SeanGMurphy.com. Get on the email list so that you can be a part of my challenges that are coming up. And I look forward to seeing you where? At the next No Nonsense conversation. Till then, bye for now. YouTube, love you tons. Appreciate you. Have an amazing, fun-filled Thursday. I'll see you where?